When I was told by this force that we call Deepak, who's sitting somewhere and running around and getting stuff done, and he said that this is the evening time that he's going to go ahead and get for me. I was like, "Koi bhi nahi sunega iske andar." But he was like, "No, this is awesome. This is something that people will look forward to, and love to go ahead and do this." I still don't believe him too much because I think the bar will open soon. And that should go ahead and make it much more interesting. My name is Akshat Rathee. I'm the founder of Nodwin Gaming. We do a lot of cool things. I'm going to show you a quick video, and then I'll talk to you about why we do what we do.
To live your life the way you want. Compete like the toughest challenger. Dance like there's no tomorrow. Celebrate every second you are alive. Life has no rule books, but we can give you a stage.
So easy, very simple. We're a youth company. We're a youth media company. We reach out to millions of people in India. Some of our properties you might know is I own a festival series called NH7 Weekender. We also own something called Comic-Con, which was in about 5 cities, is about going to 11 cities. We have shows on Star Sports where we run esports on India's favorite game called BGMI. We are also part of the Olympics, and we find Indian players who go to the Olympics to go ahead and participate there. And we also have a show on Amazon, which we call Playground. It's one of the largest watch shows in the country. Besides that, we have influencers, about 1,200 influencers who are in the space of gaming, youth, and culture. Why do we do what we do? And Nodwin started off as a very small company 8 or 9 years ago when I had the dream ki kuch gaming mein karte hain. And it's because young people love spending time on things they care about. And Nodwin's theory in that has always been about something we call timeshare of mindshare. And it's an important one I'll run you through. It's 2 factors. Timeshare is what we want to go ahead and get their time, and mindshare is where they're spending time. So it doesn't matter to us whether they're watching our influencer on Instagram and then watching a YouTube video for it and then going and engaging with them at NH7 Weekender and then buying merchandise for this person. There was a company called Disney that is our hero to go ahead and build this out. And that's what we try to go ahead and do. But just like Disney, we can't do this ourselves. So we are going and buying a lot of companies, which is there. Nodwin's made about 14 acquisitions in the last 8 years. We've been able to raise money very well. We're worth anywhere between $400 and $600 million based on what a lot of people will tell you. We're also part of this really cool company called Nazara. So whenever you look at that Nazara stock, think of us sitting in there and building what we like to go ahead and say the timeshare of mindshare of youth. And there we've acquired a company called OML's entire live division. And I know some of you know Ajay and Vijay who had founded this company, and there's some of those people who are around there. We've also been able to go and acquire Comic-Con. We've been able to go ahead and invest into international companies. So Nodwin's now in about 22 countries across the world. And where do we go is, again, very, very clear for us. We always call ourselves, we are a youth media company for the global youth. So to us, global youth is where global youth is. So Indonesia, Vietnam, south of Russia, so Uzbekistan, we have Riyadh, we have Dubai, we also have Mexico, we have Argentina and Peru. And those are the places where we expand besides the Indian continent. We are also offices in some of the key markets like Germany to go ahead and help us on the revenue side. And we also have offices in Singapore and Hong Kong. And as we build this entire layer of these assets across the world, what we try to go ahead and stitch, and we will leave to a lot of you to go ahead and think about, is the ability to build what I call the X, Y, and Z axis. And a lot of us, we are 3-dimensional beings, but we make the mistake of thinking 2D. So because there's a chart, there is a screen, and it'll have this X and Y axis, and that's how we like to go ahead and do it. But that's not how life is. For us, if we can find IPs that we can go ahead and invest in, if we can have monetization methods for those IPs, which is Y, but also geographies that we can go ahead and expand into. So X, Y, and Z's, geographies, IPs, and monetization metrics allows us to go ahead and scale in 3D. And that's how we love to make acquisitions. We've been successful in 8 out of the 14. 2 of them have been unmitigated disasters, and 4 are kind of in the middle. But at that level, it allows us to not be a fund. We don't invest into companies and think देखा जाएगा क्या करते हैं उसके अंदर. But we actually go and work really actively with the founders of those companies. And on day 1, we do something crazy, which is we remove the entire money that we would go ahead and give to the founders. We give them about 20% of that, and 80% of the value of that company, we give them our stock. Right? The reason we give them our stock is I don't like this word earn out. We live in the agency world and everyone wants to earn out. That means you have to get out of the system as quickly as you want. But for us, founders never die. Founders are just this crazy people who love pain and suffering. अगर उनकी life आज उसकी life में pain and suffering नहीं है तो उनका life का कोई value नहीं है. Right? And I do not say this as a joke. Founders love pain and suffering. So founders will always find situations to create pain and suffering or solve pain and suffering. So if you don't let them solve pain and suffering, they cause pain and suffering. Right? They cause pain and suffering to their friends, their family, their businesses, their employees, which is there. But if you get founders to go solve problems, they are phenomenal at doing it. And that's where we now have about 14 founders from across the world who go on these missions for us. And the mission is do something crazy. So our founder, for example, our French office wasn't doing well. The French office head is now our Uzbekistan head. And our agency business founder is now going and building a space festival for us. Right? So for us, do something crazy is the nature of life because we are a youth media company. We see hip-hop music and we see Travis Scott coming to India and we see sneakers going and doing really well and we see food doing extremely well. And what connects Travis Scott, sneakers, hip-hop, as there are this entire subculture of sneakerheads that are coming in. So that becomes a great sneaker festival we'd love to invest in. Right? That's IPs for us. Having multitude of youth, what they care about. The fact that there is Travis Scott playing in Fortnite has been done, right? It's easy. I can actually take any brand that is there and put them in any game in the world. Easiest thing in the world for me. But why? Right? Why are we going and doing this? We used to go ahead and work so very well with NH7, with Bacardi, and now we are working with Diageo. And the reason is we don't not like Bacardi. I think we love Bacardi. But for us, Diageo is allowing us to go and work, again, with the youth we care about across the multitude of vectors we care about. With the cities we want to be in. We want to be back in Shillong and do a metal festival there. We want to go ahead and do a gaming festival there. We want to do Comic-Cons in those locations. And the youth culture is exactly the same. It's the same young person. They don't identify as a gamer. Every single person in the country of India who has this is a gamer. I kid you not. It doesn't matter whether you're a boy or a girl. Every one of you who you know, see if there is one game on this phone. There will be a game. It doesn't matter whether it's Candy Crush, whether it is Snake from your grandfather, or whether it is PUBG Mobile or BGMI or Ludo King. Like Ludo King is there. That's fine. That's just the game you like. Every chartered accountant is playing solitaire or mine. It doesn't matter who you are. If you're a young person in the country of India, you're fundamentally a gamer. And if you're a gamer, our view on this is that's like going and saying, do you like music? Which music? Rock, pop, hip-hop, Rag Bhairavi. Which music? What food? Like, everyone loves food, right? So if you're just a gamer, that just says nothing about you. It's such a super set. We have 600 million gamers in India. That's why we reach so many people. And that has allowed us to go ahead and build company by making acquisitions, by getting the founders together, by not leaving them any stock in their own company. So it's not like, meri company ka kya hoga? Ye hamari company hai. You live and die by what happens to Nodwin. Yes, it's more complicated. It becomes like the United Nations, where everyone has a voice. But democracy is crazy cool, no? Matlab, isse better kya hai? Matlab, everything else is fairly shitty in front of this. So it allows you to go and build at least the culture that I want to go ahead and build across the world. So Nodwin will continue to go ahead and make investments in IPs, in people. We made investments very recently in a company that allows us to just go faster, right? So no IP, no nothing, just a great agency that lets us execute faster. What does that mean? That means that I can go ahead and do more events, I can go ahead and do more activities, I can go ahead and scale faster, which is there. A lot of people tell you when you grow up, you grow slower. Nodwin's scale of growth of revenue and growth of profit has actually increased every year the bigger we have been. And we're not stopping there. Like, everyone will be like, India se kya kar sakte ho? No, we can build a Disney from India. I don't want to build a $1 billion valuation company. I want to build a $10 billion revenue company. Right? We can build with the content we have, the games that we have, the audience that we have. This is the best time to be an Indian company to go ahead and make investments across the world. And there'll be some of you who will work with us. There'll be some of you who we'll go ahead and partner with. For us, that's the way. I think India needs to go ahead and leverage on its strength. And the playbook I'd love to go ahead and share with any one of you is, when we make these investments, make it for the right reasons. Don't chase vanity metrics. It always goes bad very, very quickly if you try to go ahead and raise vanity metrics. Because the joke goes, by the time you go ahead and figure out what investors want, investors don't want it. They want something else. This is it. I wanted to keep it very short and sweet. My name is Akshat. We are Nodwin Gaming. Love to see you somewhere around. Thank you.